So today's topic is finding motivation in music production, because sometimes you can struggle finding it. And in this video I have 5 tips that will probably help you boost that motivation for you. So the first one is actually to try to create sounds, not necessarily the perfect melody. You can bake a basic melody in your music production software, but don't try to focus that much on the actual melody, the phrasing, the chords. Make a simple melody and then try to adjust the sound to make the sound more interesting instead. Adjust settings on your instrument. See if you can find that happy accident place. Try something new on your synthesizer or in your software plugin in your computer. If you have some parameters on a synthesizer, you don't really know what they are doing, just save your project and try adjusting parameters while you are looping the melody, just to see what happens, because these happy accidents are actually things that can define a track sometimes. If you have a basic instrument, if you have a guitar, if you have something organic, you can perhaps try adding an effects pedal or a strange effects pedal and just adjust the settings on that. Their possibilities are endless. So make sure the space you're in makes it inviting and easy to start doing something. I feel that this advice works for everyone, but especially people like me who have a day job and other responsibilities in life, meaning you have little hours to devote to your hobby or your craft or your side income. You should spend some time optimizing your workspace so that it is easy to create something instantly. If you have to spend time setting up your sound card, fiddling with settings, drivers, perhaps getting a hardware synthesizer to work, some kind of external instrument, that takes time. And if you only have, let's say, 2 hours a day, you don't want to waste 30 minutes on setup stuff like that. So make sure you do the setup once, try it out, see if it works for you, adjust it and see if it works better. So this setup thing is a huge problem for myself, since sometimes I switch between Mac and a PC. For this YouTube channel I test different things and it's an interest for me, but it doesn't give me a stable setup, if you will. So I have actually decided to go back to the PC I have here in my room to be my main music production computer. It's in the room, it's a stationary PC, the cables are connected and everything is ready to go when I turn it on. I also use a Mac for music production, obviously, as you probably have seen on this channel, but that's a secondary computer. But since I am a gamer at heart, I just cannot have a Mac as my main PC. Even when I did this Diablo 4 video a few weeks ago, a Mac is still not a gaming PC. And if you stick with this video, you can see that I sometimes occasionally do gaming and I want the experience to be good. And thus, having both Mac and PC, it's just easier to just have a PC and just have a Mac for my kind of offline office things, as I usually do. So have you thought about giving away your abandoned projects? I'm sure you have a folder with a lot of old projects, abandoned projects that you won't release for some reason. Maybe you don't think it's good enough, maybe there's something wrong in them, you just doesn't feel it's ready for the world. But you could actually get something in return from those files if you are willing to kind of finish it. I mean, if it's going to be on your hard drive anyway, if it's not going to be somewhere, you could just give them away. So this is an idea. Register an account on, for example, Identify. Identify is a place that will place your music in YouTube's Content ID. And when you have done that, you can upload the music to free music sites such as Pixabay. And that way, if someone downloads your music, use it in a YouTube video, and if they don't use this Pixabay license so they can monetize the video, you may earn something of it from Content ID. Instead of having the track laying on your hard drive just gathering dust, There is a lot of people that want free music just to use as music in a background video, and that way your music can get some kind of new life. A break is all right. Go play that new video game that just came out. Watch that new series you have been thinking of. It's not wrong to do something else. I often have this problem of when I'm doing non-productive things, like, watching Netflix, as I said earlier in this video, playing games. I kind of feel guilty sometimes because it's not productive. Consuming content may also give you some musical idea and some inspiration, and it's actually good sometimes to just wind down and do something else. Me, at least, I have to actually give myself permission to enjoy doing other things. I think that's pretty wrong way of doing things, but that's how I am wired in my brain. And I think it is important to, if you have a really high work ethic, you just work, and you just don't have any fun, the entire music production process might just be not fun anymore. You have to allow yourself to do other things as well. That's my opinion, at least, but I think that's a wise one. And don't feel guilty. That's another tips. You have one life. You need to do things that enrich your life and makes it fun. If the thought of firing up your DAW is unappealing for you, do something else for a while. And if you have this feeling every time you open up your DAW or turn on your instruments, I think it could be wise to just sit down, go out in the forest or out in the city or something. Sit down and think through what you really want to do, because life is short and you should focus on things that makes life fun and interesting, like Siri does here. She thinks I'm talking to her. Another part in optimizing workflow is obviously a lot of people use templates. So when you open up your music production software, it's just ready to go. That's a template. A template can look in many different ways. You can have a drum track, you can have a bass track, you can have a loaded up with synthesizers. What I do when I make templates, I kind of focus on the technical things instead. Maybe have a reverb send track, maybe with Black Hole or Valhalla plugins, or maybe have a delay send. And then I perhaps have a track where I have my external hardware gear sorted out. So it's just turning on the gear and start playing immediately. If I have, let's say I have a bass track, I have a synth track, a lot of other things in the template, I think that will make it a little bit limiting. I just want to have a basic skeleton of the template just to get going, and that's what works best for me, at least. I hope this helps, and go out there and create something interesting. Thanks for watching.